Hello everyone, welcome back to the Violet Hour. I'm Bilicium, and today we are continuing with Death Mark 2. A sigh of relief escapes my lips the moment we step inside the infirmary. I'm lucky that I'm seeing these walls again, and that's not an exaggeration in the slightest. Time to tell Yokai and the others what happened in the forest. Alright guys. Welcome back. Took you a while. Yeah. Yokai and Mashida are the only people inside the infirmary. Where's Marahashi? Oh, she went to the restroom. Alone? She's aware of the dangers that Shrine possesses now. She's not headed to the forest. She should be fine. Kokkuri's not the only threat here, though. The Departed is roaming around the school as well. Although the Departed only kills their targets after issuing a notice, so Marahashi should be fine. Good thing she's not here then. I'll give you a quick summary of what happened before she returns. There are things I don't want her to hear. I fill them in on what happened in the forest. I see. So Kakuta is... It's painful to know that a young life has been lost like this. But does that mean Kakuta was hooligan? More or less. Kakuta stole a document about Fox Lakata, so he must have known something about it, though I find it hard to imagine that he was acting on his own. Fox Lakata is a strong hallucinogen, so it wouldn't surprise me if other people were doing something with it. A strong hallucinogen, eh? I'd like to study it at the Institute. It may be a new kind of alkaloid. Very intriguing. Can you give me some of those Fox Lakata to research once we wrap this investigation? Cut the crap, Hiru. This thing needs to be in the hands of the government. I'm gonna submit this shit to my friend at the DEA, and I'm not having it any other way, got it? Jeez, you're no fun. I'm back. Oh, you're here already. Hey, you better fill me in too. Don't leave me out of everything. Fine. Leaving out the bits that Kakuta's dead, I tell her what happened in the forest. I concoct a story and say that I found the paper and the phone lying on the ground. So Kakuta was in the forest. Why was he there, though? Don't know. I think he got a call. Maybe his phone can tell us something. Unfortunately, it's broken. I've tried pressing the button, but... Let me take a look. Marahashi starts touching the phone screen like it's her own phone. Psh, it's not broken. The battery's just dead. Anyone with a phone should have been able to realize this. Geez, how bad with tech stuff are you, Grandpa? Sorry, you got me there. I have a charger that'll work with this phone at home. Maybe we should try and charge it and then see if we can get something out of it. My home's not far from here. This phone's going to be pretty useless to us with a dead battery. Let's take her up on the offer. I lent Kakuta's phone to Marahashi. I'll be right back. Somebody should go with her. Marahashi quickly exits the infirmary. What should we do now? Should we wait until that kid calls us? I object to the course of action. We should resume the investigation. It's for your sake as well, Bilicium. What do you mean by that, Yasuka? I can tell. You're being targeted by a spirit. Excuse me? Sooner or later, that spirit will find its way to you. If that happens while you're unprepared, you'll meet the same fate as Kakuta. Ah, for fuck's sake. Why is everything so... As a renowned fortune teller and spiritualist, Yakuta's words carry a lot of weight. I thought maybe the clock had stopped with Kakuta's death, and we'd have a little more time before there was another target. But it turns out the clock is still ticking, and it's counting down for me. But What should we do now? We still don't know who exactly Kokkuri is, right? Kokkuri is, right? We still don't know exactly who Kokkuri is, right? That's something we can research. I have an idea. Remember the case from Kakuta's document? Let's look into the murder of a mother and child at Lake S. That's been stuck in my head. How are we going to investigate that? Have Nakamatsu look it up on the internet for us. He should at least be able to pull up a general summary of from somewhere. And by that I mean you call him up. Wait, why do I have to do it? You know how to use the phone, just call him yourself. Nah, I don't really like talking to him. We're not really on the same wavelength. So that's your issue? I guess you can't expect a nice otaku and a hard-boiled ex-detective to get along. Looks like I'm gonna have to be the one to call Etta. Hey, Etta. Hello, Bilicium. What do you want me to look up? Can you look up for any information you can find about a murder of a mother and child at Lake S? It might be connected to our investigation. Jeez, a mother and child being murdered. That sounds awful. I'll try searching. Found something. 10 years ago, a mother and child were beaten to death by a group of delinquents. I'll share the details now. It's pretty long, so you should probably start taking notes. I whip out a pen and write down everything Etta says about the murder. Murder of a mother and child at S Lake. 10 years ago, at Lake S in S City, a family who went camping was attacked by a group of young men. Mother, Izumi Kiyohara, 37, and her daughter, Kozu Koyohara, 16, were beaten to death. The father, Masaki Kiyohara, 40, was gravely injured but survived. He was hospitalized for 3 months. Masaki Kiyohara was a teacher at the school in H City, not far from S City. He continued to work there after the incident, but later disappeared. The crime was committed by 8 juveniles, all between the ages of 16 and 19. At the time of the crime, they were under the influence of mind-altering substances. Due to their ages, names of the perpetrators were not disclosed. The narcotic they were taking at the time was believed to be some new type of psychedelic mushroom. Of the 8 juveniles who were arrested, K, who was allegedly the drug dealer, was released due to insufficient evidence. Obtained S Lake murder documents. That's horrible. Those violent punks are scarier than spirits. Etta might have got a point there. Spirits who curse humans are pretty frightening, but humans are who are responsible for creating spirits in the first place. The malicious actions of people cause grudges, and grudges create spirits. It's a chain of hatred, one that begins with humans. By the way, Bilicium, I need to get going soon. Oh, you can leave the mansion if you want. Thanks for your help today, Etta. No problem at all. Talk to you soon, Bilicium. How'd it go, Bilicium? Etta had a lot to share. I share the details of the murder with the other 3. I see, no wonder it was sticking in my head. Did you work on that case, Mashita? Come on, man, use your brain just a little bit. That case is 10 years old. I wasn't on the force yet. But now I recall my mentor was the one who told me about it. Nakamatsu pretty much covered the whole thing though, so I don't have any additional info to add. Do you think the mushrooms from the case are Fox Lakata? This case is just full of mushrooms, eh? Can't argue with that. A curse involving mushrooms growing from your body. Kakuta being turned into mushrooms. The Fox Lakata on the dead centipede in the petri dish. And now we've learned about the tragedy caused by Fox Licata 10 years ago. Everything's connecting to mushrooms. Boy K, the one who wasn't prosecuted, could it have been Kakuta? God damn it. I just told you that case is 10 years old. There's no way Kakuta was involved back then. Well, it's pretty unlikely for him to have been directly involved, but he knew about Fox Licata. He reacted to the petri dish and even hid the documents. Everything would tie itself up nicely if he turned out to be the mushroom dealer. I imagine we don't have enough information yet, however. The key to discovering Mr. Kokkuri's identity is likely linked between the past and the present cases, or so I believe. Guess that's all we're going to get out of this deduction session. What we need now is some solid evidence. Let's continue investigating Bilicium. We don't know where to start, though. We probably won't find anything in the forest or the shrine in the corridor. I have a place in mind. For real? I got some information in the forest that leads us to our next spot. The voice from the corpse. Right, the voice I heard when I inspected the bones. Deep inside the old school, the dead fox god that looks alive inside the stomach. That voice told me to go investigate somewhere. Maybe heading to the location they mentioned will help us identify that corpse. And if we can learn about the person who became Mr. Kokkuri, we can start devising a plan of attack. Which sounds great, except we're running low on time. Should we really just trust something that I heard from a mysterious voice when so much is at stake? Having trouble making a decision? When you're running out of time and you need to make a tough choice, trust your instincts and hope for the best. You know what's most important when dealing with spirits: courage and conviction. Thanks for the reminder. I'll go with my gut and act on the information the voice gave me. Let's search for the dead fox god that looks alive in the depths of the old school. You may think that we're going directly to the fox statue, which is the destination we will be going. But however, I will also be going... God dang it all. Never mind. We will be going directly to the fox statue. I was really hopeful, you know? We meet again. What is in your belly?
Yoshi.
A massive statue of a guardian fox standing here in its darkness. This is definitely a fox god, sure. But we're not deep in the old school, and this statue doesn't look alive at all. We better find some other foxes. Okay. So this is the old building, huh? Wow, it's totally given off bad vibes. The dirty floor and walls are really setting the mood. Well, they don't really use it anymore, so they've been neglecting it quite a bit. I wonder what this place was like 10 years ago. It might have still been used. 10 years ago? Oh, the Lake S murder. Wasn't the victim's husband a teacher? He might have been working at the school. That's why you wanted to come here, isn't it? There's a chance the victim's husband used to be a teacher at Konohara Academy. But I choose to come to this place because that voice told me so. The old school must refer to the old building. Where is the dead fox god that looks alive, then? Where in the school might students study living things? All right. Can I open that? The door is locked. It won't open. The second floor corridor is right ahead. There must be other places where living things are studied. This is no time for a detour. Did I get stuck on you? That was weird. Was that the departed's voice again? What's wrong with this place? I feel like I'm going insane. We better find the root of the curse. Just keep walking. Oh, crap. It doesn't look like the root of the curse is here. It looks like somewhere else. Okay. Here. Doesn't look like the root of the curse is here. It looks like it's somewhere else. Okay. Numerous dead insects are lying inside the dusty sink. The cursed tooth is rolling around. Found it. The cursed tooth is cause of this all. What a preposterous object. Break it now. Yeah, okay. I reach my hand into the sink and pick up the tooth. Ugh. This is bad. I'm getting dizzy. Shit. My hand slipped and the tooth falls. It shouldn't be that far away. I've got to find it fast. There it is. There's something small rolling around on the floor. I point my light towards it. And fortunately, it is the cursed tooth I was looking for. Whew, I found it. It's a good thing it rolled under the desk. Yeah, definitely. Raising my foot, I crush the tooth. The cursed tooth shatters into pieces. Whew, my headache's gone. The curse-like phenomenon plaguing this place has subsided. All right, let's get back to investigating. Looking at the marks on the wall, there used to be a shelf here. Looking closely, the mold is growing. Looking closely, mold is growing here and there. This must be where that musty smell is coming from. There's a large shelf against the wall. Seems like it was used to store lab equipment in the past. There doesn't seem to be anything behind the dirty glass door. Wait, I take that back. Something sparkles when I point my flashlight inside. There's a small key inside the shelf. It has no tag attached to it. What is this key for? We've obtained a small key. Wonderful. Numerous dead insects are lying inside the dustbin. Ugh, this school is full of bugs. Yeah, for real. Hi, I remember you. I didn't like you. Just gonna... There's a lot of things going on here. I find an old steel cabinet. There's something behind the glass door. Let's take a closer look. I peer through the dusty glass. It's a dissection scalpel that has probably used for experiments. The cabinet door is locked, though. I can't open it. I should be able to retrieve the item inside if I use this to break the door open. But no matter how old it might be, school property is still school property. I don't want to break it. Okay, maybe a small key. I insert a small key into the keyhole. The door opens with a delightfully crisp clack. I open the door and find a dissection scalpel. Despite all the dust, the scalpel isn't that rusty. It can probably still cut things. We have obtained a sharp object. An old anatomical model covered in dust. It's in such bad shape that it seems shockingly mundane. As creepy as it is seeing this as a kid, knowing where the organs are and what they look like is an important part of medicine. Oh, and for your information, I would very much like to decorate my house with one. Okay.
ここ
A pile of mold-infested cardboard boxes. Hiru, help me examine all these boxes. All right, what should I do? I'll inspect the box on the left side. You take the 2 boxes on the right side. I pick up the pile of boxes and put them down. The heavy box is filled with old books and prints. I rummage through them, but I don't find anything worth noting. This is... Did you find something? Come here, Bilicium. The box Hiru is gesturing at is filled with old lab equipment. I find something small hiding among the test tubes and beakers. I pick it up. It is an eerie tooth.
よし
Bottles of liquid are lined up on the shelves. That liquid seems like formaldehyde. That liquid seems like formalin to me. Botanical specimens are floating inside the bottles. Whew, for a second I was thinking it was going to be fingers or eyeballs. There seems to be something behind the bottles, Bilicium. Petri dishes are piled up along the back of the shelf. Inside the dishes are desiccated flowers and leaves, as well as dried moss. Someone was probably collecting these plants for research. They look pretty old. If these plants are endemic species from Fox Forest, the person who collected them might be the author of that research journal. That means this dish used to be here too. That's certainly a possibility. But how did the dish end up inside the corridor shrine then? I don't know either. It might be a spiritual phenomena. I gotta say that this little dish has been an invaluable help to this case. I feel like my steps in this investigation are being choreographed by someone else. It's because they are. There's a stuffed fox specimen on the shelf. A fox god. We definitely need to inspect this closely. Looking at the creature's features, this stuffed fox is real, one intended to be used for education. It was probably taxidermied by an artisan. This fox looks alive. It's a shame such a fine item is sitting neglected here. The color of its fur has faded. I'm sorry, Fox. Deep inside the old school, the dead fox god that looks alive. That must be referring to this fox. I need to check out what's inside its stomach. Maybe whatever's secretly inside the fox's stomach can shine a light on Master Kokkuri's identity. I've got a feeling something will happen once I figure out what that secret is. If there are things that we haven't done yet, we better finish them before doing this. Should we cut open the stuffed fox's stomach? Use the scalpel to cut it open. I get the dirty scalpel from my bag and approach the stuffed fox. I press the tip of the scalpel to the fox's belly. And then I slice it open. The fox's stomach is gaping. Yikes. A swarm of tiny bugs pours out of the fox's stomach. Given how old the fox is, I should have expected something like this, but even still, I can't help being disgusted. Brushing away the bugs, I stick my hand inside of the stomach cavity. Huh? This is... What did you find? This thing. I show Hiru the plastic square I found. Heh. Isn't that a floppy disk? You know what this is, right, Bilicium? I'm just asking to be sure. It's the thing you use to save data on a computer, isn't it? Correct. If we have a computer with a floppy drive, we should be able to see the data on this disk. Computer, huh? Now that I think about it, I remember seeing a laptop in the faculty room. We better hurry if you have any idea where one is. We need to gather as much information as possible before Mr. Kokkuri shows up. We have obtained floppy disk. Why is there a floppy disk in a fox? Oh, good. Just what I wanted. This is... The Departed. There. Haru's voice starts to crack due to fear. No matter much I try to prepare myself, I always freeze up before the Departed. I can't even speak, much less move. My dear husband, Kokkuri resentment killed Hooligan. My dear husband, Kokkuri's resentment has killed Hooligan. You are next. He is already here. Should you survive, you will become my real husband. You are next. He is already here. Should you survive, you will become my real husband. But you can't save this soul as you are now. You will die here tonight. But you can't save this soul as you are now. You will die here tonight. The Departed is gone. What did they mean? I can't save this soul? Hey, Bilicium? Did they say something? Yeah. I tell Hiru what the Departed just told me. Oh, great! I don't get it. By he is coming, did they mean? Exactly. We can't run from here until we deal with Master Kokkuri. Do you really think we're ready to do that? They said that you couldn't save the soul now, right? The current me can't save the spirit soul. This is just another hunch, but is it because I'm lacking the key information I need? If that's the case, then there's no way I can save the spirit. What do I still need? This floppy disk must be the key. I need to see what's on it immediately. It'll all be all right, right? They're just spouting a bunch of nonsense to get you worked up. Hiru raises her voice frantically. I don't have a response for her right now. What should I do? Confrontation with Kokkuri has been added to the spirit file. Labeling us hooligans, Kokkuri cursed us and tried to kill us. Before confronting him, we need to coordinate all the information we have, or else we won't stand a chance. The hooligans, Fox Forest, and Fox Lakata must be linked to Lake S incident. Unable to return to the infirmary now. Instead of investigating, we need to be vigilant now. We don't know when or where Kokkuri will show up. Alright, let's get out of here then. We walk toward the door, trying to leave the science room. However... cool. Mushies! He's behind us. I'm greeted with the vision of a decaying body covered in mushrooms wearing a mask resembling a beast skull. A hideous-looking Kokkuri is standing right before my eyes. What should we do? I can't guarantee that we're fully prepared to fight Kokkuri. I want to run, but the door is blocked and we don't have another way out. What should we do then? At that moment, Kokkuri lets out a terrifying scream. My entire body is raked with crippling pain. What is this? Pain. What are those mushrooms? I hear the unpleasant sound of something growling for a second time. Hiru screams, clutching her neck and crouching down. Oh, my neck! Looks like mushrooms have started invading Hiru's body as well. Which reminds me, this is the same mushroom curse that affected Marahashi. So then, if the mushrooms infest our whole bodies, what awaits us is death. Kokkuri simply stares at us in silence. Is he trying to kill us with the curse? He's not showing any signs of readying his gun. What does he want to do? Does he want us to say our names or what? It's on this disc. Yes. Showing him the floppy disk, we tried telling him everything we learned. Hiru and I both decide to be honest with Kokkuri. Sorry, Kokkuri, but we still don't know who it is. But it's probably on this disc. Kokkuri shrieks as we clutch our heads and double over. My head is hurting again. It hurts. Looks like we got the wrong answer. What should we do? Looks like this isn't the right choice. I don't think he wants to know our names. Maybe he wants to know his name. All I've got are clues we gathered. If I stay calm, I should be able to figure it out. Think, brain, think. Well, if you want your brain... I mean, if you want your brain. If you want your name, then it's Masaki Kiyohara.
Yoshi.
That's your name. Information regarding the Lake S incident is mentioned in the Fox. I've also obtained the name of the victims thanks to Etta. Using that as a foundation, both of us decide on a name. Success! Making sure we've got the same idea, we decide to speak our answers in unison. Your name is Masakai Kiyohara. Kokkuri seems to accept this answer. Oh, he is responding to us. Yeah, I guess he really is Kiyohara. Assuming the science teacher who was investigating Fox Lakato was the victim of Lake S incident. and that the mushrooms and the culprits behind the incident were hooligans. It all aligns with Kokkuri's fixations. Therefore, the victims of the incident, Kiyohara, is a natural choice to be Kokkuri. Looks like this is the right choice. Kokkuri looks at us in silence. What was that question just now? What does he want to do? No idea. I feel like he's testing us right now. Kokkuri suddenly lets out a shriek. Well, that's a look. His mask then falls off, revealing a hideous, decaying face. Kokkuri glares at us and growls. I feel dizzy and my arm is hurting really bad. Shit. It's messing with my arm now. Oh no, this is bad. He's totally going to kill us. We have no idea what Kokkuri's real intention is. We're gonna be killed at this rate. What should we do? Ooh. Worst. Hooligan. Does he want us to give him a name again? I get the feeling that a wrong answer here is going to get us killed. We need to really think this over. Mashra, the police, the Yakuza. Student K. I think it's Student K. It's the only thing that makes sense in my mind. There are several people who are connected to the fox licata inside this petri dish. Feeling tense, my mind blanks in the critical moment and I forget what I wanted to say. Who's the hooligan Kokkuri resents the most? Perhaps we'll be able to save his soul once we know who it is. I get the feeling that the wrong answer here is going to get us killed. I still think it's Student K. There are several people who are connected to the fox licata inside this petri dish. I still think it's Student K, and I think Student K is the one that he is the most angry with. Kokkuri, the one you resent is Student K. Kokkuri's breath becomes more shallow. He seems satisfied with that answer. I knew it. Assuming Kokkuri is Kiyohara, he lost his family to a bunch of delinquents in the Lake S incident. The culprits were under the influence of fox licata, which was sold by Student K. Making things worse, Student K wasn't arrested. He's basically the root cause of all of Kokkuri's problems. Looks like this is the right choice. Kokkuri lets out an eerie howl. Then he slowly vanishes into thin air. So I kind of suspect I know who Student K is. In a flash, the pain disappears as quickly as it came. The strange objects covering my head and arm have also disappeared. Is it over? No, he wants us to finish. What was that sound? Upon hearing that eerie scream, I've started to feel dizzy. Is Kokkuri attacking us again, Bilicium? What's happening? Kokkuri should have disappeared. Why is he here again? Is he smiling? Or is he suffering? My dizziness is getting worse. What's wrong, Bilicium? Hiru's scream sounds so distant. My consciousness is fading as a curtain of darkness descends upon me. Right, this voice is... It is the departed. I hear a sound, the same disgusting sound as before. Is Kokkuri being devoured? But why? My dear husband, you were supposed to die here, but you resisted fate, stood against fear. Now I am convinced you are my real husband. Take a look. Before my eyes, the departed transforms. Their head splits open, revealing their new form, one even more hideous than the last. Their souls combine. Take off my old clothes and put on new clothes. I want to be beautiful, more beautiful than others. We will exchange vows later. Please wait, dear husband. Why spiders? Just why? Ugh. I'm stricken with a massive headache and my feet falter beneath me. What in the world is happening? What is that thing? The lights are supposed to be off, yet they emanate a dim light. A red light. Haru is collapsed to the ground. While Haru has lost consciousness, there aren't any physical injuries that I can find. Hey, Haru, are you okay? I grab Haru by the shoulders and give a firm shake. Bilicium. Oh. I help Haru off the floor. Thank you. What's that light? Is this Mr. Kokkuri's doing? I have no idea. Haru, can you recall anything? Me? I can't remember a thing. I lost consciousness the moment Mr. Kokkuri started behaving oddly. That reminds me, where is Mr. Kokkuri? He's not here. Did you do something to him? No. The one who killed Mr. Kokkuri is... The sight I witnessed when I was on the brink of fainting. The departed devoured Mr. Kokkuri, and then their body underwent a horrible transformation. What's wrong? No, it's nothing. I don't really know anything either. I'm still coming to my senses, too. I doubt that telling Hiru about that bizarre scene is going to clear anything up. Let's return to the infirmary. Maybe Yasuka can give me some answers. Let's go, Hiru. Both of us leave the science room. Oh, even the hallway's red now. Is this going on over the entirety of the old building? Let's head back to the new building before anything else bad happens. I was really hoping it was gonna let me, like, escape out that room, or out that door. I can feel someone's gaze on me. I'm getting deja vu for some reason. The female doll is standing in the darkness. Her damaged face has been fixed. How can that be? Why did her appearance change in addition to the departed's? I have to share it. Her words are clearer than before. Kokkuri's resentment still lingering. Kokkuri not forgive those possessed by demons. Return red demons where they belong. The female doll then disappears into the darkness. Kokkuri's resentment is still lingering. I can't immediately refute that. If Mr. Kokkuri had been devoured by the departed before his soul was saved, perhaps the lingering resentment will still bear its fangs at living beings. If that's true, then its target is still... Hey, Bilicium? Why'd you just stop all of a sudden? The new building is just right ahead. Oh, okay. There's still something I can do to save Mr. Kokkuri. I wonder what she meant by return the red demons to where they belong. We have to go back. I suspect two things. First thing is we go back and we put the petri dish along with the other petri dishes. And possibly the page to the notebook into the book. Oh, it won't let us in there now. I have no business here now. I better go to the new building. Okay. So if that's not it, then the second thing I suspect is the petri dish with the mushrooms needs to go back to the forest. This might be completely wrong, because this is a bit of a ways out. No, it allows me to go in now.
Yoshi.
We're just gonna mad run as fast as we can. Straight to the area. We've returned to the grounds of the shrine once again. Hey, why have we come here? I have something to tell Mr. Kokkuri. Huh? Just wait here, Hiru. I head toward the inner area of the grounds by myself. Mr. Kokkuri's, Masaka Kiyohara's corpse is resting there. A man whose life and family were ruined by Fox Lakata. To add insult to mortal injury, these mushrooms are growing on his corpse, as if mocking his tragedy. Return the red demons to where they belong. If red demons are referring to Fox Lakata, then there's no other place they belong more than right here. Take a look at this, Kiyohara. I take the creepy petri dish from my bag, and then I throw it into the nearby bushes. Lost creepy petri dish. That should be enough, right? Why did you do? I threw out the petri dish. Huh? But why? Fox Lakata wasn't supposed to be taken outside this forest. This is what Mr. Kokkuri wants. But Fox Lakata is such an amazing plant. If we just research it, we might be able to develop a new Spirits don't really accept that kind of nuance. Mr. Kokkuri views everyone who takes Fox Lakata from the forest as hooligans. You know how all those hooligans met their ends, right? If you're prepared for that potential consequence, it's all yours. Hiru's complexion turns a paler shale of white. With her crippling fear of spirits, that should give her more than enough reason to change her mind. Fine, I get it. Damn it, it's such a massive disappointment. I've been thinking about getting those mushrooms back to the lab ever since we found them. You heard that, Kiyohara. I'll report your case to the cops once everything's settled, so you should rest peacefully until then. I'm gonna regret it if I don't find that extra tooth. So...
Kokkuri. これはふんこれはここよしうんよしよしこれは
Okay, so there's nothing more there. As much as I'd like to go to the clock tower, I'm afraid that it'll actually open on me now. And I am, health-wise, not prepared for that situation, actually. No way! What on earth is this? Toilets are flushing, the piano is playing. Who would have thought the paranormal phenomena would occur in the new building as well? This is the first time I've witnessed a spirit operating as strongly and bizarrely as this. Don't tell me the special buildings also. Hurry up, Bilicium. I want to see if it says anything special. It's locked, the door won't open. Okay. So still can't go up the stairs. That makes me so sad. I don't know where I will find the last tooth. That's really disheartening to me. The special building is as peaceful as ever. The lights haven't turned red like the ones in the other buildings. Whew, we should be safe for now. What was that phenomena anyway? I don't know. I've got an idea, though it's just a hunch. Both the female doll and Kinohara Academy changed once the departed transformed. That can't be mere coincidence. Oh, that's right. We've got to check out that floppy disk before going to Yasuka. We don't know that Mr. Kokkuri is gone for good, so I'd like to gather all the info we can just in case. You have a point. We do still have some unsolved mysteries regarding the Mr. Kokkuri, not to mention that the doll also said his resentment is still lingering, and if that's true, our lives will be at risk until that resentment has been placated. All the stuff considering the departed and the red lights are certainly worrisome, but we better focus on Mr. Kokkuri as the imminent threat. Got it. Let's go to the faculty room. And I am 100% going to ignore that and go straight into the infirmary. And now we can go back out. Faculty room. And hopefully we have a full health bar now. The faculty room is empty at this time of night. I need to find that laptop quickly. Interesting. Several teachers' desks are lined up here. Everything is clean and tidy. Bet Sakamoto is a big part of that, given her meticulous personality. I would like a tooth, please. Several teachers' desks are lined up here with binders and documents on top. I better leave those alone. I don't want to generate suspicion unnecessarily. You guys are not going to give me a tooth here, huh? All right, fine. There's a laptop on the desk. We can check the data on the floppy disk with this. You do the work, Hiru. This isn't my cup of tea. All right, I got it. Hiru turns on the laptop and then inserts the floppy disk. I see. They're documents from 10 years ago. These files predate operating systems with a GUI. These go back to the days of command lines. The files themselves should still be readable by modern word processing software. I hope. Hiru may as well be speaking a foreign language. I don't understand a thing they just said. After a while, some text finally appears on the screen. This is... I'm writing this here just in case. I summon Kei to the forest. Kei is Mitsuru Kuromin. He's a hooligan. He'll probably bring his gang of thugs with him. So I've decided to bring my hunting rifle. I've become a demon, both physically and mentally. The next fox demon of this cursed forest. I'll terrorize them and kill every single one of them. Even if I die or sacrifice my soul, I shall destroy my enemies. Maisaki Kiyohara. Isn't this pretty much a farewell note? And this Maisaki Kiyohara person, he's probably our Mr. Kokkuri. Adding Kiyohara's note to the other information we have thus far, we can see the whole story. 10 years ago, Kiyohara's wife and child were murdered by delinquents at Lake S. The boys were junkies, addicted to Fox Licata, and the one who sold them was hooligan Kei. Kei was Kurumine, a delinquent from Konohara Academy. After learning his identity, Kiyohara summoned Kurumine and his friends to the forest with the intentions of getting revenge, and at that moment he became the fox demon of the cursed forest. Wearing the white clothing complete with the fox mask, he copied how Mr. Kokkuri looked. He probably saw something of himself in the spirit who killed hooligans that disgraced the shrine. However, he never got his revenge. Kokkuramine and his friends killed him and buried him in the forest. That skeletal corpse was Kiyohara. His resentment still lingers on even after his death. Thus, his regret became a spirit. Oddly enough, a spirit that looked like Mr. Kokkuri. And that is how his revenge began, claiming hooligans addicted to Fox Licata. One of them being Kakuta. I guess we've learned enough. Let's report this to Yosuka and the others in the infirmary. We should share the information we have about Mr. Kokkuri with the others. They should be waiting for it. Welcome back, you two. Mind telling us what happened out there? I tell them all the evidence that have happened. I tell them all the events that have happened up to this point, including the moment when the departed devoured Mr. Kokkuri and transformed, a sight that only I could see, a sight I wish I was merely hallucinating. What the? A spirit transformed after devouring another spirit? I've never heard of such a thing before. What a monster. It doesn't make any sense. Don't scare me like that. The three mark bearers all take these news differently. Shocked and confused, honestly, I feel all of their emotions. What if this transformation made them stronger? That'd explain the red lights from earlier. Does that mean things have taken a turn for the worst? Most likely. I wonder what they're planning next now that they've gained power and transformed. More terrifying things may be in store ahead. Awful. A heavy silence falls over the infirmary. The departed has grown stronger, and there's nothing we can do about it. Our sense of fear grows alongside the sense of powerlessness that we feel. The phone on the desk is ringing. I should answer it. Hello? Moshi. It's Marahashi. I've charged Kakuta's phone. Have you checked what's on it? Of course. I'll tell you what it says now, so you better take notes. I prepare to write down the contents of Kakuta's phone as Marahashi relays it to me. There's a series of messages from MK. MK has entrusted Kakuta to manage the fox licata in the forest, but when their secret was about to be exposed, he told Kakuta to dispose of them. He threatened to tell the world about Kakuta's assault case if Kakuta betrayed him. Kakuta reluctantly agreed to help. MK didn't send any messages for 2 weeks until today after school, when Kakuta got 2 new messages from him. However, the text was too garbled to decipher. MK. I recall the time I saw Kakuta in the storage room. He was murmuring something while looking at his phone. I was summoned. I have to go, or else I'll be killed. MK. It's pretty clear he was acting under MK's directions. That's Kakuta's a pretty messed up kid for someone who's a disciplinary committee member. Kakuta didn't have anything to do with the Lake S incident. However, he got himself mixed up with Fox Licata because of MK's blackmail, and that's how he met his end. Mr. Kokkuri, Kiyohara won't forgive anyone who's addicted to Fox Licata. Thanks, Marahashi. I was just repaying my debt since I caused you trouble before. All right, I'm hanging up now. Say hi to Miss Yasuka for me. It was that girl, right? What did she say? I tell the others everything Marahashi told me. Hey, MK, you think there's a person named K mentioned in the Lake S murder case? I do. I don't think so. I don't know. No, I do. In Kiyohara's farewell note, K's full name was Mitsuru Koromine, which means that K from Lake S case has the initial MK. It's pretty likely fit for him to also be the MK who was messaging Kokkuri. Koromine continued to gather Fox Licata secretly even after the Lake S incident. He exploited Kakuta's weakness and had him watch over his crops. What's with the frown, Mashida? I knew it. I know Mitsuru Koramine. That jogged my memory. So? Is he a criminal you've arrested in the past? No, the opposite. Mitsuru Koramine's a cop. He's a career bureaucrat in the Metropolitan Police Department. His pops is in the top brass, so he joined the cops because everyone expected he'd just follow in Pop's footsteps. Wait a minute. He wasn't prosecuted, but Koramine was still a suspect in the Lake S case? And he's still selling Fox Licata? How is it possible that a fiend like that can still be a cop? Cops are just people. There's saints and fiends in every group of people. Doctors, teachers, military, cops. And, like I said earlier, his daddy's top brass. Sweeping a case like this under the rug would take some effort, but his pops was so high up he could definitely take care of it. Are you serious? So he escaped punishment for Lake S, and he's blackmailing students to do his dirty work even now. What a shameless scumbag. That's exactly the kind of guy Koramine is. A selfish asshole who'd stoop to anything so long as it gave him the slightest benefit. In addition, Kiyohara's spirit is unable to find peace due to that miscreant. How unforgivable. Is there anything more we can do, Mashida? Nope, it's out of our hands. No matter what evidence we find, we'll never be able to take him to trial. What do you mean by that? Koramine's already dead. What? I remember reading about it in the newspaper about half a month ago. He died while relaxing at the lake. Accidental death, they said. And that lake he was relaxing at, you guessed it, Lake S. What a coincidence. Or maybe it wasn't a coincidence at all. For an arrogant, entitled man with power like Koramine, the deceased must have seemed powerless as they live. To him, spirits were just another made-up construct like morals and dignity that he could disregard. That's why he could kill so easily. But for those like us, we know the grudges of the dead aren't just ghost stories. The deceased are not powerless. That concludes our investigation for the night. Not everything is clear up. There are some mysteries that remain unsolved, but there's no one left who can resolve those mysteries. Both Kakuta and Kuramine are dead. I start getting ready to leave the school, though I'm still feeling uneasy for some reason. Did you forget all the red lights? Welcome back, Bilicium. Did you lock the door? Yeah. Do they force you to work as a janitor too? You're putting way too much effort into this. Hey, we can't let people loiter inside the school or the number of victims is going to increase. As soon as the words leave my mouth, I feel how empty they are. Hiro and Mashida are the only ones in the infirmary. There's no sign of Yasuka. Where's Yasuka? I called a taxi and sent her home. I mean, this is usually bedtime for geezers, right? She's way too energetic for her age. You're really rude, you know that? If I heard you being charged with harassment, I'm totally gonna believe you're guilty. I've never harassed anyone in my life. Shall we head home now, too? I'll drive you both to the station as thanks. Kokkuri's ending has been added to the spirit file. Having lost both his wife and child in a brutal incident, Kiyohara investigated things himself and found the true culprit, Kei, aka Kuramine. However, he couldn't get his revenge and was beaten to death by some hooligans. His intense resentment turned him into a spirit named Kokkuri. Using Kakuta's weakness, Koramine ordered the boy to manage the Fox Licata in the forest, a source of income for him. But was the MK who had been texting Kakuta really Koramine? Even more unsettling, after the departed devoured Kokkuri, It transformed. What is going on? What are you spacing out for? Let's hurry up and get out of here. Can I change? That's funny. All right, that is going to end this episode here. This one actually ran on really long, so I might cut it in half. If I do, I'm so sorry, but I do want to try and keep this kind of bite-sized for everyone. But yeah, that's going to be it for now. I hope that you all enjoyed. I will be possibly uploading back-to-back both parts. Just it kind of depends how everything kind of works out. But yes, I'm ending it here. I hope that you all enjoyed. I hope that you will join me for the next episode. But until then, and as always, do take care, everyone.